NoMoreNoobie here. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips to use comments in YouTube to help grow your channel. So we all use comments on YouTube already, but do we use them as effectively as we can to grow our channel how we want to? Well, stick around till the end to make sure you've covered all the tips so you can then implement them into your videos and your channel to help it grow and get more views and subscribers. So to start with, we know that we can add comments to any of our videos. We've got a sort bar at the top which can change so that we're showing the top comment or the newest comment. So you can play about with those however you want. I always just have it on the top comments normally. But once someone's added a comment, we can obviously like or dislike or heart or reply to the comment. So that is the basics on the comments there and how to use them. So we all know the basics already. Let's just start getting into the tips. Okay, so tip number one is to understand that in order for YouTube to promote your video, it wants to see engagement on your videos. So yes, there's watch time and other factors which probably come more important than comments, but comments are a factor. So it wants to see people commenting on your videos and engaging with you. So what you can do is obviously ask in your video for people to comment below, but you can also follow up with a question or a comment at the bottom. So what you could do is, like here, you could just write comment below on your thoughts on the channel, but you want to be ideally specific. People don't want to have to think of something to comment. So what you could do is write a specific question, something related to the video that you actually genuinely want to know the answer to. So things like, what did you like best in the video? Or was this of use? Or did you find point 3 most helpful? Or what did you find most beneficial of this video? So anything you want, but something that's related to the video. Don't ask a question just for the sake of it. Now, admittedly, I don't actually ask questions in my videos and ask people to comment. I'm very lucky that I've got a lot of people that are very supportive and ask questions or comment regularly, so which is absolutely awesome, but I certainly should be looking at trying to grow that even more if I can. Okay, now imagine you have asked a question. Now, if other people start commenting on your video, it's then going to get pushed down the list and won't be shown. So what you can do, tip number 2, is to pin comments. So what you can do is pin your comment, or you can pin somebody else's comment, and I'll show you how to do that. So what you could do, if you don't want to ask a question or you don't want to put a comment in, you could just pin a comment that you found really positive, really beneficial, someone who was particularly complimentary of your video. So what you could do is go to their video, or sorry, go to their comment and just move along to the right hand side, and you'll see there's 3 little dots on there. If you click on the 3 little dots, then what you can do is have these options here, and you can just push the pin option, and that's going to pin it to the top of the comment section. So no matter what comments come in, your pinned comment will always stay at the top. So you could use this for your question comment, just keep it at the top, or use a favorite comment of which ones have come in that you particularly want people to see first. And it's nice for when other people watch your video, they can scroll down and the first comment they see is a pinned comment which is really positive about your video. It makes them encouraged and possibly will leave a comment themselves in a positive way as well. Obviously, when you've pinned a comment, you can go back to the 3 little dots and unpin it if you want to, and you can pin a totally different comment. So it's not set in stone. You don't have to stick with it. You can chop and change as and when you want to. Okay. Tip number 3 is to reply to every single comment. Okay, I was very lucky that when I started my channel, it only felt right that if someone's going to take the time out of their day to watch my video and comment about it, it would be rude not to comment back. So it's always been really important to me to reply to every single comment. So if you look at my channel, look at any video, you scroll down, you'll see all the comments have a reply to, because it was so important for me to make sure that I've replied back to everyone. So try and have that in mind. The other way to look at it is actually something that I didn't realize at the start was YouTube wants to see engagement in your video. If someone leaves five, or if you get 5 comments on your videos, if you don't reply to them, it remains at 5. If you reply to every single one, all of a sudden you've got 10 engagements. Okay, you've got 10 comments on your channel. That's doubled because you've engaged. Okay, so well worth doing. And so if you can, when you have the opportunity, and if someone says something positive, you can say thanks very much, and then you can ask a question in that reply, and it might generate a response, and then you've got 3 comments, 4 comments, and it just grows. Sometimes some of these comments, I've had like a conversation going, which has been absolutely awesome, and this is one of the best parts to me of having a YouTube channel, is that we can talk through the comments and engage and get to understand where we're all coming from and how we're trying to achieve what we're out to get out of YouTube and that. So really important, and I would say this is one of the best tips, I would say, but we have got lots more coming. Tip number 4 is to add timestamps to your comments. So a lot of people use these, and I haven't been using them at all yet, but I do intend to, and I will do a video on how to add timestamps. But it is something that I've noticed people doing, and it gives people the option of going to a particular part of their video by clicking on the timestamp that's in the description or the comments. So you can just click on it and it will take people to the video. Now, people's views on the benefits of this vary, but I'll go into that more in the video when I do it on timestamps. But something that I have noticed people doing, and you could certainly do that to grow your channel as well. So we'll go through that in a future video. Tip number 5 is to go into your channel dashboard and go into comments and have a look at that, and you will see that there are options of seeing comments that have been published or held for review or likely to be spam, and you can ask YouTube to put certain comments into spam or to hold them for review if they contain certain criteria. So frustratingly, it didn't record when I was showing you how to set this bit up, so do double check that before you go into it. Just play about it in your YouTube channel and you'll find a way of setting this up. I do use it, but I find that even though I approve some messages that are in spam, like you can see here, this one's still held. Even though I've approved it lots of times, it's still held, and you know, it has been shown on my channel, and I have replied to it. So possibly not as useful to some people as it might be, but you might find it useful. Tip number 6 is to use comments to promote similar videos. So if your viewer is watching a video and you think there's a similar video they may like, you could put a comment and a link in the comments for them to click on to watch similar content. So what you do is find a video you think they may like, go to the share button and click copy, which will copy the video address. Then you go back to the original video and you put a comment. You want it to make it a pinned comment as well once you're done, and you just put in, if you like this video, click here to see another one just like it or something like that, and paste the link into the comment, and then that will increase your views. So we're going to do that quickly now. We go to the 3 little dots, and we're just going to get rid of, this is already a message I've already done, so you just get rid of the video link there, put a new one in and save it, and that is ready to be used, and that will take people around your videos and around your channel, which is super useful. Tip number 7 is to do exactly the same as what you've just done, but put a playlist video in instead. If you copy the link from a playlist video, when it's being watched, the viewer will be shown other videos on your channel as automatic options to click on next, which is super useful to keep watch time high, which is what YouTube wants to. YouTube wants people to be staying on your channel for as long as possible. So super top tip on there. Tip number 8 is to use the comments to answer a question that you get asked regularly on a video. So for this example, it's on how to delete the placeholder clips on Share Factory. Now, I do get a lot of questions that are very similar about the video. So what you could do is, rather than answering a question each time it comes in, you could put the answer in the comments here and pin it to the top of the comments, and that is going to give people the answer when they're scrolling down. They go, oh, okay, I was going to ask that, but there's the answer. I don't do that, and the reason for that is, like we've said before, we want comments on our video, so more comments is going to be helping with engagement. And also, I do like to answer the questions directly to give that personal feeling of being responded to, and I like to be able to help, and if there is a problem, be able to help further if need be. So I won't be putting that on this video, but if you did feel for you get lots of comments and you don't want to have to keep on answering them, then you could do this. Okay, so I've just put, if you're struggling with this problem, then just make sure you do this every time, and then you can give the example of what to do. But I won't be adding that comment, I'll just cancel that off, but you could do that if you wanted to. Tip number 9 is, if you didn't know, there is a way of finding all your comments you've ever made on YouTube. If you go to your channel and enter history and then click on comments here, then that will list all of the comments you've made on YouTube. Now, I would tell you that it is not overly user friendly. You can't filter it, and literally it just lists all the comments, so it will take forever to go through it if you're looking for a comment for a long time ago. But it is there if you wanted it as an option. So that is tip number 9. Okay, so we've got to tip number 10. So if you have got this far in the video, please do hit the like button to let me know that you've got this far in the video, and I do appreciate you watching this far through. Thank you. If you have not already subscribed, please do. And if you have found a particular comment in the video useful, please do let me know in comments what you think. And if there's anything that you think I've missed off, please do put that in the comments as well. I think everyone would appreciate any extra tips on this as well. Okay, so let's get into it. Tip number 10 is more than just a tip, it's lots of different tips. Okay, so these are do's and don'ts, okay, and what I think you should or shouldn't be doing in comments, and certainly things that I try to avoid or do if I can. Okay, starting with the don'ts. Don't ask for sub for sub. Firstly, it's against YouTube's terms and conditions, and secondly, it's really annoying. So just try and avoid that. You're not going to achieve much by sub for sub. In fact, it can damage your channel. So I would certainly suggest avoiding that. Don't be negative or offensive or rude or swear. There's no place for it in YouTube, and I delete any comments that I don't like straight away. So just don't do it. Nobody needs it. Okay, don't spam the comments. I don't particularly struggle with that, but I know a couple of people that do have channels where people spam the comments a lot, and it is really irritating, so don't do that. Try and avoid vague or strange questions. Sometimes I get people that just say hi, and I don't really know how to respond other than hi back, and then what does that really achieve? Maybe I'm missing something, but for me it's probably not that worthwhile. And don't engage with rude comments received. Just if someone's being rude on your channel, just delete it straight away, hide their notification, or block their channel. Okay, some do's. Do be positive and do be polite. Okay, there's always a place for manners on YouTube, and I try and always be particularly pleasant, and I think anyone who's trying to grow should do exactly the same thing. Do encourage viewers to engage by being reflective in your replies. So don't just say yes or no or whatever. Try and expand and try and be, communicating well in your channels and create a conversation, really. Do appreciate anyone who takes the time to comment on your video. If they've taken the time, then it makes sense that you go ahead and appreciate their comment and reply back. Do ask questions in your replies. Do suggest other videos like we've said before, and do delete any inappropriate comments, etc., like we've said before. So that's really important, just as a few examples of do's and don'ts, and just ways of trying to engage with your viewers and try and create a community where you can. Okay, I think that's enough tips for today, so I hope you found it useful. Thanks very much for watching, and bye.